What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling just great today, Cancer. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. Your support really is just incredible, Cancer. And it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We are in for an amazing journey. So the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, Saturn, Uranus, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot card spreads based off our ruler here, the good old Moon. And I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, and when she's going void. Of course, just all of those lunar shenanigans. And just so you're all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be fantastic, Cancer. Now, let's jump into it. Your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And first off, Cancer, happy Monday. It's Moon Day. You know, the moon rules over Cancer. Or, well, yeah, moon rules over Cancer, but also rules Mondays as well. Let's keep it moving, Cancer. Because the moon is in Aquarius. And with the moon being in Aquarius, Cancer, you might be feeling a little more, emotionally detached than normal. You know, Aquarius energy, where they do understand emotions, like they understand it on a more logical level. There really are kind of a conundrum, that sign. But you might just be feeling a little more detached than just the normal, Cancer. But that doesn't make you any less friendly, because Aquarius is a very friendly sign. They're all about socializing in groups and friendships and things. So you might be feeling wanting to maybe get out there, hang out with some buddies, or maybe you want to go join a group or something along those lines, Cancer. Because Aquarius energy also is they're big on humanitarianism. So this might be something too where we may want to do some kind of volunteering, or kind of help in like a group setting, just kind of raise the vibration, get amongst a lot of like-minded people, just with that cause of just bring some good vibrations to the world there, Cancer. And then you may also too, Cancer, one more thing with their energy. Aquarius energy is very... Oh, the word just fell out of my head there, Cancer. Oh, what's the word? Oh my goodness, not inspired, but I mean they are inspired, but innovative. And so you might be feeling more inspired. Might be feeling just like these just flashes of just the brain might get turning a lot there more, Cancer, because whenever the moon's in an air sign, it's interesting when she's operating in air signs. So just something to pay attention to there, Cancer. And then we're in the waxing gibbous phase, and with this, Cancer, we're really kind of clarifying our direction and attention. We're getting towards the final stages. You got the light at the end of the tunnel there. So it's just like making any sort of tweaks, adjustments, refining, and just really kind of observing how whatever it is you started off at the beginning of the lunar cycle has really began to integrate it, and how it really has helped you grow in some ways. So something to pay attention to there, Cancer. And then last few things. These readings that I do, they're not gender-specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. Then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links for them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching their Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very cool group. I think you'd really enjoy them. But let's get to your general energy of the day. Oof, and here's a little more air energy for the mix, Cancer. So you got the first card of Gemini's here, which is Sapphire card. And with this card, this is a card of mental force, spiritual insight, hope and faith, wise judgment, power and strength, kindness, life of the party, extroverted, motivate, precious, valued, holy, divine favor, and revered. An energy that's coming through here, Cancer, is a wise judgment. And I feel like with this energy kind of coming through here, Cancer, I feel like it's... when I feel like it's I feel like it's really kind of thinking about before we make any decisions, just making sure that we are using this, taking a moment, I feel like, to kind of pause and make sure that we've thought about everything before we make a move, whether this is going for a relationship, or maybe even even like maybe joining a group, for example, Cancer, or this could be maybe even like a job or something along those lines. I feel like there's this energy here is like there's a need for some type of discernment, you know? It may be, and I feel like it's more so some if you're just like on the fence about something. If something doesn't feel right initially, if you're not just like, yeah, like, you know, resonates with you, and even like just take a moment of pause. And even then, you know, if something's just like, it's just like, yes, you know, where keep that excitement, but just make sure that we are just, again, just using our better judgment here. Because maybe for some, I'm almost kind of even getting like, maybe there's like, I'm honestly getting even like maybe for some there's like some devil vibes going on here, you know, maybe as far as just like maybe where we know something isn't necessarily good for us, but it's just like we're just, I don't know, it's like we're just sort of testing the waters. We're not wholly committing to it, but and I'll tell you what, Cancer, just not too long ago, we'll get a little personal here for a second. Perks of a Gemini moon, just a chatty one, but and nature my problem. But with this wise judgment, you know, I had a situation where I went on a little trip here not too long ago, and I knew what was going down. I knew why I was going, but there was like it was tricky territory. It was one of those things like I was like, I knew there may be lessons that might need to be learned there. It's just one of those things, and boy, did I learn one. Moral of that story there, Cancer. And it wasn't a bad thing, but I definitely got clarification. So just I will say that even if we go against our better judgment there, Cancer, I feel like it's not beating yourself up either. You know, it's just like, or like, you know, like sometimes we get like, gosh, why did I do that? How could I know better and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you do, Cancer, and sometimes we slip up every now and again. We're human, you know. We're spirits going through a human experience, so you know you're meant to learn, and I just feel like though we want to be mindful too of just like repeating things as well, Cancer. You know, like getting in that trend, you know, because otherwise we can't blame a situation because we do have free will, you know. Because even thinking of Gemini, they're the lovers, and we do have choices. Higher self can send us all the signals, but ultimately the ball is in your court there, Cancer. But let's get some tarot and get some details on this. Thank you. All right, Cancer. Let's see what's going down here. Oh, that's a good girl. So you have the Six of Wands in reverse here, and then you have the Three of Wands, the Eight of Stars, the Empress, and then the Sun here, Cancer. And let's talk about the Six of Wands for a second, because I feel like on this journey, you know, the Six of Wands is a card of success and things, but I feel like with it being reversed, it is remembering that there are challenges that come along the way, Cancer, and they do teach us a lot, but I feel that we can limit the amount of like we can like in a sense control almost like which lessons we that can come our way or like how we go about them, you know, because I feel like it's ultimately it's like thinking about does this thing is this going to lead you to expansion, or if it's is it going to lengthen your journey a little bit. And everything happens in divine timing, Cancer. We were all meant to go through what we're meant to go through for a reason, but I feel like we do want to be, I feel like with the sun being here, we want to be mindful of things like kind of shining lights on things that may have become a routine, you know, where it's just like if we've noticed that it affects our abundance, our stability, you know, our confidence, you know, or if it just, you know, if it's going to throw you out of harmony here, Cancer, we do want to be mindful of that. I feel like, you know, where there, and I hope that that makes sense. I don't want to say like because there has to be that balance. Usually there's challenges that bring, you know, it's the conflicts that bring about the actions that lead towards the growth, but I just feel like it's like paying attention to where you see how this oh, and in Cancer, by the way, the stars in this deck are pentacles, and then the moons are cups. But just like you see how this hand here is like kind of needling through this star here. It's like we have the option of where we want to focus our energies at. I do, and I feel like that's where, sometimes it can feel like the universe is kind of out of control here, but it is a series of decisions that we make on this journey that depends, like that determines this road here and determines their growth. And even though Cancer, keep in mind, like, it's one of those things that even if we happen to kind of steer off the path for a little bit, there's always going to be abundance and happiness at the end of it. But it's just like when we're going through it, we may not see it. It might be kind of how the sun is kind of like, it's like the sun kind of broke through this brick wall here. But and I think it's remembering that, because now of course she's not here because she was following you for a little bit, but I feel like there's like even like this Queen of Cups energy that's kind of coming through here. That's, it's just like kind of because we're a sign of experiential wisdom, Cancer, because we really can recall the past and like how things really felt, like how things made us feel. And I feel that there is, yeah, I don't know, Cancer. I feel like it's just more so maybe that it's, and I feel like more so maybe if we've gotten into things that become a routine where we just seem to make like the same sort of mistakes over and over again, or maybe even every so often. It's really kind of thinking about why and be a little more maybe inquisitive. I just feel like with why this thing is happening, why things may not be going exactly how we want, and where's the abundance and things along those lines. Yeah, Cancer. I hope that hopefully that made sense there. Let's get a little bit more on the mix. Huh? Huh? All right, thank you. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Interesting. All right, Cancer. So you have the Nine of Stars and then the Knight of Swords in reverse here. And I feel like kind of with the Knight of Swords here, Cancer, we do, again, we want to be mindful of just when we notice when things are kind of getting off track here. And because it's like the Six of Wands, again, is a card of victory here. And you got your Empress and your Sun here, abundance, happiness. But I feel like that for some, if we've been feeling that things haven't been going our way, or things may have been challenging here, it's like we might be sort of like, I don't know, it's like we're almost like rushing through the reflection. It's like we know what this thing is, but it's just like we're not taking the proper amount of time to really work out this energy here, work out of, how do I want to put this? It's like we're not really like putting in the effort to really kind of work on ourselves and improving that, or getting out of that funk here. Maybe for some it's just like we might be, well, that's just kind of who I am. Like I just tend to slip from time to time, and oh well. And that's a tricky energy to kind of be at, Cancer, because I mean, even like the Nine of Stars, this is Venus and Virgo. That's working on towards your becoming an Empress. But there's this, I feel like maybe for some it's like we've gotten in this routine where it's like, I don't know. It's like the lesson happens, and then again, it's just like we're breezing past the stuff, and then we're not getting to like that King of Wands energy, where it's like we're really getting the wisdom from this, and even like King and Queen of Wands is what I'm kind of getting there, where it's like really analyzing the stuff, what's gotten us out of balance, so that we can really kind of learn, and not just learn from this thing, but get it to where just like it sticks, because it's one thing to know this stuff, but in order for it to become wisdom, we have to put it into action here. And maybe, and too, just even thinking about this, Cancer, the Eight of Stars, this is the Sun in Virgo, and the Sun is in Virgo right now. It's going to be, till the 23rd of next month. So this is a great energy too, while I'm even just thinking about that, too, if we've noticed that we've gotten into any sort of like habitual patterns and things, because it doesn't feel like that it's necessarily gotten out of control. I know I was saying it's kind of feeling little devil vibes here, but maybe this is something where it's just like it's innocuous right now, but it's just like we want to be mindful of it becoming like really sort of like an ingrained thing, getting to that like maybe 7 of Cups again, devil territory, something along those lines there, Cancer. Yeah. But let me get a little bit more on this Knight of Wands, or excuse me, Knight of Swords. Oh, and there's Libra. Oh, thank you. All right, Cancer. Let's see what else. Oh, Knight of Wands. Oh, all right, Cancer. Okay, so you have the Knight of Swords is clarified by the how fascinating. Cancer is syncing up with the energies. I like it because you have the Nine of Wands, the Justice card in reverse, and then we have the Nine of Moons in the Tower upright. And I feel like with the Nine of Moons, we want to be mindful of the energies that we're attracting, because if we keep doing this thing, then look, we got towers coming through, and we get challenges, because where I feel like higher self, likes to keep things, mainly like to keep things sort of in-house here. But if we keep ignoring the signs, then that and keep staying out of balance here, the Justice card is a card of cause and effect, and this is something where, and this could be something too, Cancer. Maybe this could be, because again, just kind of thinking with, because Libra has to do, the Justice card, Libra, has to deal with the relationships. Venus rules over, and that's interesting too, because Venus, this Empress here, happens to have Libra tattooed on her hand here. So maybe even for some too, this might be even like kind of paying attention to the people that we might need to we're hanging out with, possibly. There's something, because even the Knight of Swords, this is Aquarius energy, and there may be somewhere these, like, maybe the people around us or the thoughts or things, it's just like there might be kind of draining our energies or something along those lines. But ultimately here, I feel that we have to pay attention to like the cause and effects here of our actions, Cancer, because that's interesting too, because yeah, I want to say when this comes out, Mars just entered into Libra not too long ago too, so that has to deal with relationships and things. And the interesting thing about Libra energy is where, yes, they deal with partnerships and stuff like that, they also deal with hidden enemies, Cancer. And I feel, and this is not to get you scared or anything along those lines, but I feel like and again, it doesn't feel like it could be anything malicious. This could be, maybe we've got like some old buddies who we like to maybe hang out with, that like, you're trying to, maybe, for example, let's say like work on sobriety, and they're like your old drinking buddies. It's just like, hey, I had to change this vibe up. There's like, Cancer, let's go out and party. Woo, just like one more go, but and that's just an example there, Cancer. But yeah, just a little something to think about there, Cancer. Feel like a lot to learn here. A lot to think about for a Monday. But let's get some advice, because that's interesting too, considering I'm just thinking about Saturn energy. Saturn's about that discipline, and in challenges and things. They rule over Aquarius alongside with Capricorn. I'm not sure why that's, but let's get some advice from them. Oh, there's the Lovers. Alright, Cancer. Last little bit here. Interesting, Cancer. Alright, so you have the Lovers and the Ten of Moons in reverse here. And then you have the Queen of Stars upright. And then let's switch back over here, Cancer. Because again, like, I feel like, with the Nine of Moons, when we were talking about that earlier, it's like the Nine of Moons is almost like, and especially I feel like for us too, Cancer, because we feel to such a degree that we are like a really kind of strong magnet for manifesting, if we really kind of put our hearts into it and things. But if depending on the vibration that you're attracting, that can affect your happily ever after here. You're getting to this sense of fulfillment and things. And this is something too, it can mess up your manifestation, how you're even, it can even affect like how you're like work with your resources. It just really kind of messes things up there, Cancer. And I feel like, too, considering that, we were talking about Gemini energy with the lovers. The lovers for me is kind of like when the lovers pops up, it's kind of like your higher self is kind of winking at you. But when lovers pops up in the verse, higher self's like, hey, Cancer. I'm sorry, that was a little much. But higher self can be a lot much sometimes when it's trying to get you to try to steer you away from it. Like maybe I don't want to say unnecessary tower moment, but because I feel like all tower moments, they got to, they're changing the foundation here, but. And I kind of like that too, Cancer, just even kind of thinking about that with the Tower and the Empress. Because for me, those two are the real kind of divine. And I know, the Emperor, whatever. But I feel that, because the Tower is Mars and the Empress is Venus. And I love talking about their relationship because where Mars comes through and, changes the foundation and shakes things up and brings discord and chaos. And the Empress comes through and sows new seeds and, new foundations. And so I know, Cancer is just like paying attention to like the choices that you make, and if it goes against what's resonating with you, it's just being mindful of that, and just there's this, and this doesn't feel really heavy, Cancer. Like but it's just I feel like it's more so just like kind of like a general thing, and all the actions that we do, maybe staying in a job that we don't like, or staying in relationships or friendships, or maybe even like living situations or something along those lines. There's a need. It's just like if you know that things are out of balance, it's just like how do we ignore that, or do we change this up and kind of throw ourselves, maybe take action instead of having this like this just tower after tower maybe happening. And that, again, I don't feel like it's big towers. It's just like maybe this could be like mental strife, or maybe we're feeling stressed, or maybe we're losing sleep, or whatever that's looking like. But all right, Cancer. I think I'm gonna leave that there. So hopefully, you kind of hang with me there. A lot to think about there on a Monday. But I'm always with it. But if anything resonated with you, Cancer, give it a thumbs up and share this. If you know someone who's been, maybe just been kind of, I don't know, maybe the journey's been feeling a little hard here as of late. Maybe we've been kind of struggling with some things, or very interesting energy, maybe going against our better judgment here, Cancer, but just something to think about there. And if you haven't already, subscribe, hit that bell button. You get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit, check your got your sun, check your moon, check your rising, check your Venus with Empress, check your Mars, the Tower, check your chart, Cancer. You know how I feel about that. And then come on over to my other channel, the Alchemist 8. I do weekly videos there, monthly ones, yearly ones. It's a good old time, Cancer. And all that housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here so I can get you out of here. How funny. The Emperor must have heard me talking crap about him, because you got the Emperor in reverse here, Cancer. And I feel like with this, for some, take it as it resonates, just because I was talking about divine counterparts there. If this is, I'm almost kind of getting a weird sort of like third party thing, or like maybe this could be, again, take it as it resonates, Cancer. But I'm also kind of getting the need to, again, just like, to me, this Emperor is like giving me this energy of like taking, like taking ownership, for our actions, and like really kind of, it's like we could blame the universe, sure, but the thing with the universe and all that is just like, it's almost like when I talk about Jupiter energy. It's like Jupiter is the one where, yes, he's a planet of abundance, but it depends on your vibration. If you're operating in lower vibration, then he's going to be abundant. If you're operating in high vibration, it's going to be abundant. But it's just, again, it's just depending on where we're at. And I feel like that if we can kind of, if this is something where we're, I don't know, kind of maybe passing it along, like, blaming the universe, blaming this, blaming that, blaming this, and it's just like, I hope you know what I mean, Cancer. But yeah, I just feel like there's a need to just like maybe for some just kind of take this responsibility and know that you have the power to change things here. Considering that Mars rules over Aries, and that's about Aries. Deals with they're associated with the first house, and that's about self. And And I'm even thinking too, with Venus and Libra, just doing that there. It's like we're sure there people have their parts to play, but then again, it's just like then maybe we need to put up boundaries with people. It still comes down to us at the end of the day, and that's not to absolve what people do to you, but it is like if we keep the same kind of people around, then you see, you kind of get where I'm going with that, Cancer. But let's get an oracle on this so I can get you out of here. Thank you. And let's see what's going on here, Cancer. Interesting. Oh, that's kind of deep there, Cancer, because you got the 50th card here, which is the ayahuasca card, which is a card of rebirth, and this is ruled by Mars, Pluto, and who else? Oh, excuse me, not Mars. This is ruled by Pluto, Jupiter, and Neptune. And I feel like, Cancer, I almost feel like that for some here, I'm almost getting like something that's like something habitual that's happened, that maybe it's just kind of ingrained in us. It's maybe something that we normally do. Again, it's like it's like those moments where we go against our better judgment. It seems like that there is, because I like that, like, well, I mean, there's this spirit here that's just like weaving in this DNA. Like there's something that I feel like it's like maybe we don't feel like we have any kind of control over. It's just like sort of like an impulse thing or something along those lines. And I feel like that if we were to take a moment and just kind of really, really just reflect on why it is we do these things that we do, what that's about, then there could lead to this rebirth, and then kind of get this sense of where it's almost like we're flipping these two here, because it's like when the Tower's in reverse, it's like you taking charge of your change here, Cancer, and the Emperor, this is you having your stability, and taking authority of your life here, but I do feel like there is a need to, there's something about maybe just kind of reflecting on our Eight of Stars, like our habits and things along those lines. And again, we're in great energy for that. The sun is in Virgo, and it's not to say when this energy goes away, it's like we're screwed, Cancer. It's just to help you kind of get used to that energy, get accustomed to it when it's really potent, so that when it does pass, you already have it in. You have it ingrained, now it's solid, and it's just it all, and then now we Empress, and then everything is beautiful, Cancer. But I think I'm gonna leave that there. So you stay safe out there, Cancer. Use your better judgment. Trust that intuition. Keep eyes on the moon too, Cancer, always, because she's got your back. Give you something to really think about there. But all right, I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.